I'll have to ask you to leave, Mrs Fennell.
On what grounds?
You're upsetting our customers.
There aren't any.
Would you care to look over there at the corner table?
There's only 2 of them, and I'm sure they're in love, so they know the agonies I'm going through.
That doesn't mean they want your troubles along with their soup. I'm sorry about this, sir, madam.
All right. We thought it was a cabaret.
You would. Look, there's a party of 6 arriving in a minute. I don't want them taking fright when they come in the door.
In that case, Rob, darling, is there somewhere private we can talk?
I don't see the point.
You will. Get your waitress friend to stand in for you. I know she's hovering back there somewhere.
Oh, hell. Sophie, will you keep an eye on things while I talk to Mrs Fennell in the office?
That wasn't a very friendly look she gave me.
Don't blame her.
But you're not engaged anymore.
We never were. Sophie just said that to help me get rid of you.
I know, and it didn't have me fooled for a minute. I was simply prepared to bide my time.
Until Alexis came along.
Don't talk to me about him.
Oh, that's what you're here about.
Only in a manner of speaking. I hold you personally responsible for what's happened, you know.
I don't see why you should.
But you started it all. My interest was solely in you, and you got your friend Alexis to take me off your hands.
I didn't.
Oh.
He volunteered.
Well, you clearly didn't object.
Look, Mrs Fennell, you might have been interested in me, but I certainly wasn't interested in you.
Oh, please, call me Zay.
Not in your life.
But since Alexis is obviously lost to me, the least you can do is take his place. Well, he did it for you.
You mean you really don't care who you have? As long as it's one of us?
Well, I prefer you. That's why I came here.
Too bad.
Oh, but I treat you so well.
I saw the way you treated Alexis. Turned him into a tarted-up pet. That's not a relationship. That's ownership. And it's the biggest turn-off I know.
Oh, you were only seeing it from the outside. I promise you, you'd have a wonderful time.
Listen, I wouldn't have anything to do with you, even if I did like women.
I beg your pardon?
You heard.
You're a bloody little queer.
That's right. And I've never felt so glad about it.
Where can I find Alexis?
Why? Sounds as though he's seen the light.
If I don't see him, I shall cause a great deal of trouble.
Look, why don't you just cut your losses and go back to your luxury apartment or whatever it is?
If you don't tell me where he is, I shall put the matter into the hands of the police. That boy is nothing but a thief.
Peter Tyson.
Hi there, Peter. It's Brad.
Oh, hello, Brad. Oh, did you go and see Mr Tulley?
I certainly did. Fine little boatyard he's got there.
Oh, for the time being. Will he be able to overhaul the Sally Ann for you?
Yes, that's all fixed up. He'll do it even if I'm his last customer. Which brings me to the reason for this call. How would you like to help bring the boat up to London?
Oh, I'd like that very much. But when?
Well, I know your domestic arrangements are kind of complicated, but how about this weekend?
Yes, that should be possible. I'll have to check with Liz.
Okay. Shall I hang on?
Well, could I ring you back later? I don't want to disturb her for a while. She's just gone upstairs to do some work.
Bringing the office home, huh?
Well, in more senses than one.
How's that?
Oh, we had a disgruntled employee descend on us earlier this evening.
Wow, that sounds like overkill.
To be fair, it's the first time it's happened, and I hope the last.
I guess Liz handled it pretty well, did she?
One of the circumstances. Though Liz didn't think so herself. It upset her a bit, actually.
That's a shame. You know, I'm all for women in business, but they can feel things more personally than us hard-headed males.
I don't know. When I was in personnel, I found myself quite involved from time to time.
So you preferred the straight business side?
Not necessarily, but it came easier until I got involved in the higher levels.
Yeah, I guess it's good to know one's limits.
I'm afraid I learnt by bitter experience.
Yeah, sure. Look, Peter, you ring me back tonight if you can.
Yes, okay, I will.
And I hope it will be to say yes. My other crew member is desperate for you to join us. The deal is to come down to Maidenhead on the Saturday so we can get a dawn start on Sunday.
Your other crew member?
Yeah, name of Jeremy.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm sure Liz will give the expedition her blessing.
Good.
Bye for now, then.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. There is something else I want to talk to you about, but I'd like it to be face-to-face. I'll be in town on Friday afternoon. Can I call in to see you?
Yes, of course. But if I'm coming to you on Saturday...
No, there'll be too many folks around. I'll see you Friday, but you phone me back about the trip tonight, okay?
Yes, fine.
I feel a right muggins.
Why? I kindly welcome Alexis back into my employ.
Ah.
Well, what was it if it wasn't kindness?
You gave in to moral blackmail. I mean pressure.
You meant what you said the first time. But I only gave in to blackmail because I'm a naturally generous and forgiving man.
Of course you are, Matt.
Huh.
And I love you for it. Even if it isn't always true.
Backhanded compliment.
Ah, but the kiss was genuine.
Good. Oh, I still feel a muggins. Here we are with Alexis back on the payroll, and where is he? Hiding away upstairs with his door locked.
At least you had time to get a bath in.
Just. Aye.
What are you grinning for?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you deal with this creature.
I am expecting help, not an audience.
Well, Jeremy offered to defend his chum, and you packed him off to bed.
I think he's a touch too young to cope with a scorned woman in full fury.
Well, I feel a touch too old, but I'll be brave. Yeah, you better let her in before she sets the place on fire.
Don't you run away, Matt.
I think I'll get myself a scotch, though.
Hello. Mrs Fennell, I presume. Where's Alexis? Would you like to come this way? By the way, I'm Lynn Pryor. This is my husband, Matt.
How are things?
I asked to see Alexis, not your bloody husband.
Oh, thanks. Unfortunately, Alexis doesn't want to clap eyes on you, so you've had a wasted journey.
In that case, the police will have to be informed.
Police? Well, all he did was lose your flaming poodle, and that wasn't his fault.
As a matter of fact, Monty is safe at home. Some children found him.
So what's the fuss about? It obviously isn't the grand, desperate passion we were all expecting.
Isn't it?
Well, not when she's gone on about the law. I reckon it's money. How much does he owe you?
It's not cash. He has property of mine.
What, you mean things you bought him, like that daft watch?
That watch cost a great deal. It wasn't a present, as far as I'm concerned. It was a loan, which he could keep only as long
Well,
as...
the services were being rendered, eh? I don't know. Well, what else did you lend him?
A cigarette case, a suede coat.
And you need them back for his successor.
That's none of your business.
I'll go and have a word with him.
Want a drink while you're waiting?
No, thank you.
Oh, please yourself. I think I'll top up mine.
Shall I do it for you?
No need. That's something I can manage for myself. Since you didn't try and follow Lynn, I assume you've no interest left in Alexis himself.
Not after the way he's behaved. But I won't let him make a fool of me.
Well, I hope for the sake of peace and quiet he gives over the stuff you want, but legally it's a pretty ropey case you've got.
Well, I'm ready to fight it all the same.
Yes, I suppose you would be. Sort of thing that gives you a sense of purpose.
You don't know anything about it.
Alexis didn't see why he should give them up, but here they are anyway. One coat, one cigarette case, one watch. Now perhaps you'd like to go.
Willingly. There's certainly nothing to keep me.
That's that then. Anyone else we can sort out while we're in the mood?
I thought you were intending to keep a low profile.
What, after I've been insulted in my own home? Your bloody husband, indeed.
What did you think of her otherwise?
Well, not quite the old boot I expected. Thank God Alexis has some taste. Well, I don't think I'll offer my services. Difficult walking a poodle in this wheelchair, anyway.
Oh, Mr. Brian, how could you let her do it?
Oh.
My lovely digital watch. It was a proper present, you know.
She would have made a lot of trouble if you'd kept it, Alexis.
But it had 34 different functions.
Did it?
Well, you know it did. I showed you earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't understand half of what you were going on about. And I don't think you did either.
I was learning bit by bit.
Look, if it's that much of a tragedy, why don't you run after her? If you're nice to her, she might give it back to you.
Matt, what on earth are you saying?
It's his life.
Yes, but now I am back here. I want to stay.
Oh, you do?
Sure. I need the rest.
You cheeky son. Hey, Lynn. Do you mind opening that top door?
Mm-hmm. What am I supposed to be looking for?
My old watch, the spare.
Ah, here it is.
You take it, Alexis.
A present. For me. Oh, Mr. Pryor.
No. Taking a tip from your ex, I am lending it to you. It only has one function, to tell the time. Well, that's very useful at airports and harbours and the like.
We can go to Katsos.
With this Greek urchin back, we might as well.
Oh, Matt. I must go and tell Jeremy, and then we can work out dates. As soon as his term's over...
Okay. I'll get me diary ready.
Cheers, Dickon.
Cheers.
Though cheer is the last thing I'm feeling.
Me too.
I was surprised to see you at the office.
Lynn gave me the lunch session off. I got fed up with hanging around at the flat.
Wasn't Sophie there?
No, she was still due at the restaurant. Before that, she was doing her Mrs. Mopping downstairs.
Oh.
So I thought I'd come and waste your lunch hour.
I'm glad you did. I was stuck for company. Debbie isn't giving anyone the time of day at the moment.
Oh, I thought I saw her as we were fighting our way to the bar.
Yeah, you probably did. Since early in the week, she's decided to become a solitary drinker. No point in trying to join her. I hope she snaps out of it soon, though. Sorry it's such a scrum, by the way. It's always like this on a Friday.
I'll survive. I expect.
What's all the gloom about?
What's yours?
I think you should go first. I bought the drinks.
Okay. Rocky's gone off to Rome. Sudden decision this morning. Your turn.
Trudy's gone off to New York.
Cheers.
Cheers. But at least you must be getting used to it, Rob.
Slightly different this time. He got into a big rage because yet again I refused to go with him.
But you haven't actually split up.
I'll have to wait and see if he gets in touch.
Wish I had your strength of will. Do you know, if Trudy had asked me to go with her, I'd have been off like a shot.
But she didn't.
No. I wasn't even allowed to see her as far as the air terminal.
Oh, well. Sup up, and I'll get another round, if they'll let me through.
I oughtn't to. But I need it.
Good lad. You know, by the time we're through, we'll be really happy. Like those two over there.
Where? Oh, you mean Shirley and Morris. You're right. They look even more miserable than us.
Come through to the living room, Brad.
Right.
We don't have the place entirely to ourselves, but the girls are playing in the garden.
I'll go and say hello to them in a while. But
Look,
first...
take a seat, take a seat.
Yeah, thanks. First, I want to do some straight talking.
Well, that's good, I hope. Though I must admit I've been puzzling over what it might be about.
I'm sure you have. And I know I beat my way around several bushes the other night. But now I'm going to come right to the point.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I didn't want you to feel I was meddling again, well, like it seemed over the business with Jeremy.
Well, that's all settled now, Brad. And even if I thought you were meddling, I knew you had good intentions.
That's very kind of you to say so. Now, where was I?
You were coming right to the point.
Oh, yes, I was. You see, I know it's problematic with Liz working full-time, more than full-time by what you said on the telephone.
What's problematic?
The time that's available to you.
Well, I've got a clear weekend as far as bringing the boat to London is concerned, I've told you.
I'm talking about day to day.
I'm afraid you've lost me, Brad.
It's the matter of John Tulley's boatyard.
Mm-hmm.
I've told him that I am willing to take a major financial holding in the refitting and hiring operation, as long as he gets in someone else to organize the office side. It isn't a full-time position, but it needs a professional.
And you want me to do it?
John and I both think you're ideal. But can it be worked?
And don't forget, you can hear the final omnibus edition of Waggoners Walk at 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon here on Radio 2. But now it's back to Tom Brown and much more music.
Music just for you.